Gen Zs have TikTok. What did millennials have? Tumblr. These days you can find wokeness in just about every corner of the internet, but Tumblr is where the woke culture exploded in popularity. It was once a safe place for many people where they could share things, join, and build niche communities, and fit in no matter how quirky or weird they were. It was as if everyone was accepted on the site. Want to share your art? Your weird and humorous thoughts? Your fanfics? Tumblr got you. At its peak, Tumblr was worth more than $1 billion, and Yahoo bought it for $1.1 billion.
Yahoo, a key partner for ABC News, together with the #1 online news network, made headlines yesterday by buying the blogging site Tumblr, which allows millions of users to be their own publishers.
But things went so bad for Tumblr that just a few years later, it was again sold for $3 million.
As the site went for a whopping $3 million. Back in 2013, Yahoo bought Tumblr for $1.1 billion. 6 years later, Tumblr has apparently lost over 99% of its value.
Many people, especially millennials, look back at their Tumblr days with a sense of nostalgia and compare it to MySpace. But unlike MySpace, Tumblr might not be completely dead, and there might still be a chance for it to make a comeback. This is the story of Tumblr. Dun dun dun! Just kidding. In the late 2000s, most people used WordPress and Blogger as a place to post their blogs. The problem was these websites were more on the traditional and formal side of things. And also, let's be honest, pretty damn boring. Everything was standardized, and especially from an artistic viewpoint, it didn't look appealing. There was a need for something more fun, lively, you know? And this is where the story of Tumblr begins. Tumblr was founded by David Karp in 2007. David came from a very non-traditional academic background where he was homeschooled. He learned to code by himself at the age of 11 and founded Tumblr at the age of 21. Rather than blogging, Tumblr is more of a microblogging space. Karp found microblogging interesting and wished that one of the blogging platforms would introduce it, but they never did. So like any entrepreneur, he saw a gap in the market and decided to fill it himself. So in February of 2007, after months of dedication, Karp launched Tumblr. Boom! It was an instant hit. In just a matter of 2 weeks, it managed to gain over 75,000 users. Nuts! Tumblr provided space for people to share their thoughts, art, memes, and also fanfics. Fandoms were one of the most popular communities on Tumblr. It was oftentimes the space for misfits. Tumblr was the place where you went for creative expression, with zero repercussion. People expressed themselves with various forms of media like photos, blogs, videos, and GIFs. One of the most important things that contributed to its popularity was its laid-back nature. It gave control to the users regarding how they presented themselves. The users mostly used pseudonyms, which gave them a sense of privacy. Along with this, there was little to no censorship on the platform, meaning not safe for work content could be found all over the platform. The adult content ranged from artistic pictures, fanfics with adult content, adult GIFs, and yep, you guessed it, even porn. With time, this became Tumblr's identity. Other social media like Facebook and Twitter were on the rise. These other platforms provided space to make friends and communicate, but Tumblr was the place for self-expression. The lack of censorship meant that young people could let their imaginations run wild. And run wild they did. According to an analysis performed by web measurement firm Similar Group in 2013, of Tumblr's 200,000 most visited domains, 22,775 were adult, or 11.4%. People enjoyed the freedom they got to express themselves on this platform. And the best part about it was the founder himself did not want to censor the adult content on the platform. As a matter of fact, he supported it. In 2012, Karp called Tumblr an excellent platform for porn. With a strong sense of community and acceptance for everyone, young people flocked to Tumblr. It soon became a platform for women, queer, and marginalized people, a place where their voices could be heard, and they could feel valid. The whole platform was sort of left-leaning. By this time, other social media had failed to create such a safe space for queer and marginalized people. According to Tumblr in 2012 and 2013, people spend more time on Tumblr than on Facebook or Twitter. The growth and popularity of Tumblr did not go unnoticed. In 2012, the then President Obama launched his re-election campaign on Tumblr.
On Monday, President Obama's presidential committee started a Tumblr page for his 2012 campaign.
Along with this, major media outlets like the New York Times and BBC, and artists like Lana Del Rey and Taylor Swift started using Tumblr. This brought huge attention to the platform, which meant it gained more users. Fandoms were a huge thing back then, and there was no way you were not going to be on the platform your favorite artist used the most. It also caught the attention of big investors who wanted to invest in the company. One such investor was Richard Branson. Karp had met Richard at a conference, and a few weeks later he sent an email showing interest in investing in the company. In a couple of weeks, he was on board. Tumblr was a community and interest-driven platform. The users were very loyal and loved everything the platform had to offer and did not want anything to change. For some time, the founder agreed with the users. Karp built Tumblr because he loved the concept of microblogging and not because he wanted it to become an overly commercialized platform that made tons of money. In 2008, in an interview with the New York Observer, Karp said that the company would rather not be gobbled up by a big media company. But as sad as it is, that is what ended up happening to Tumblr. In 2013, Yahoo bought Tumblr for a whopping $1.3 billion. Being bought out by a big media company meant the company would turn into a highly profit-driven company. The users were repelled by the idea that their favorite place on the internet could now be turned into a profit-generating machine for the white-collared execs. The users were furious. They started a petition which had 175,000 signatures, but that did not stop the deal from going through. The major concern of the users was that the adult content on the website would be banned now that the ownership was with Yahoo. Yahoo assured the users that the censorship won't happen and that they can go on using Tumblr like before. Tumblr was at its peak in 2013. The company seemed to be doing great, but Tumblr had its problems and the platform as a whole was super problematic. One of the major problems with Tumblr was that it was not earning much. Tumblr earned most of its revenue through advertisements. With it being so popular and such a huge user base, you might assume that it was probably making bank. The thing is, it wasn't. Tumblr's hesitance to censor adult content meant that adult content was rampant on the website. This spooked businesses and brands. They hesitated to advertise their products on Tumblr, which is quite understandable. I mean, what brand would want their products to be advertised side by side with adult content? Actually, I take that back. OnlyFans would fit right in. But for others, it would be super inappropriate and risky as they could lose current customers. Tumblr was widely known for bullying and glorification of self-harm and eating disorders. With teens being the primary users of the platform, it had contributed highly to making their mental health worse. For instance, in 2015, a 20-year-old artist who restyled popular cartoons was bullied and harassed to the point where she attempted suicide just because she made a fat cartoon character thin. The platform turned ugly really fast. It was a place that accepted everyone and was a safe haven, especially for women, queer, and marginalized communities. It soon turned into a place where sharing a slightly different political view or an opinion different from the majority of people on the platform would get you canceled. Yep, Tumblr pioneered the cancel culture and social activism that you see today. It was largely limited to the site, but after 2018, people from Tumblr started to move to other social networks, and the cancel culture went mainstream. Tumblr was also accused of letting Russian trolls run wild and not doing anything about it. By 2016, Tumblr was doing okay in terms of users, but Yahoo was still struggling to monetize it. In 2016, Yahoo wrote down $712 million of Tumblr's value. In 2017, Verizon Communications acquired Yahoo, and Yahoo, along with Tumblr, was kept under its subsidiary Oath. It was evident that Tumblr was struggling financially. Karp, who had stayed with the company since he founded it, left the company at the end of 2017. 2018 would be a pivotal moment for Tumblr's existence, or might I even say death. In early 2018, a federal law was passed which made companies liable for sex trafficking and sex work carried out on the platform. As adult content was freely uploaded and shared on Tumblr, it became a place for predators. In 2018, the Apple Store removed the Tumblr app after child abuse material was found on it. Now, after this, Tumblr did everything it could possibly do wrong. First, rather than cracking down on material that was abusive and non-consensual, it announced a ban on all not safe for work content on the site.
Okay, so goodbye rated X content, see you later nudity. Those are the words of the social blogging app Tumblr, who just announced they won't be allowing any of that content on the service starting later this month. Yeah.
Not safe for work content was the very thing that gave identity to the site, and people used it mostly for that. People thought that without it, Tumblr was just like any other social media site. Maybe people would have stayed even after the ban had it not been for the inefficient bot. The bot that Tumblr used to clear out and ban sexually explicit content oftentimes banned and deleted safe for work content as well. Many people saw their content that did not have a hint of explicit content being deleted. This frustrated a lot of people, and a mass exodus took place. The hashtag RIPTumblr started trending on Twitter. It lost nearly 30% of its page views after the ban. Verizon sold Tumblr to WordPress's owner Automatic Inc. in 2019 just for $3 million. Tumblr never recovered from the mass exodus. Like most people, you might think that Tumblr is dead, but what if I tell you that it actually isn't, and that Gen Z might revive the site from the dead? There are still communities that are active on Tumblr. Of course, they are much tamer and calm, but they are there. For Gen Z, Tumblr is probably a breath of fresh air. Tumblr does not run on algorithms, nor are there any Tumblr influencers. Let's just say Tumblr is quite old school. Every other person is not an influencer asking you to buy a product using their promo code. Everything you see is not an ad, and everyone is not trying to make money off of you on the site. You can just be on the site and share things that you have an interest in and talk to people with similar interests. That is it. Its popularity surged especially during the pandemic. As of early 2022, 61% of its new users and nearly half of its active users are under 24. Tumblr's revenue has increased by 55% since July 2021. The Gen Zs might be up to something here. Gen Zs are everywhere on the internet. With them comes popularity and exposure. I think the chances of Tumblr coming back to life are high with Gen Z adopting it. Hopefully, the management at Tumblr can capitalize on its surge in popularity. As problematic as it was, Tumblr was one of the last social media platforms which had space for everyone. And it looks like Gen Z's nostalgia for the 2010s soft grunge aesthetic might just give a new life to Tumblr. In times when social media giants like Facebook are struggling to attract and retain younger users, Tumblr might just have what Gen Zs need. With Gen Zs flocking to use the site, for now, the future of Tumblr looks hopeful. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.